side of the season, Logan, people were harping on how often the team starting out on the good side, which is perceived to be this side, wins the map. It was some crazy statistic, like it was 10-2 for the teams that would start on good side on this map. So if you're Toronto Falters, you're going to want to have a good break here. Yeah,
definitely. And it looks like Arnott getting a good first blood. LAG breaking into the hill, though. So here we go. We got some good kills coming out of Atrocities, trying to hit the back, hold this hill.
Yeah, trying to hold the hill, and it was a great start for them. They've got a fantastic setup so far. Avecti pushed up toward this backfire, picks up a huge two-piece, and Astral finds another one onto Nova. So Marsh, the last one alive, finding himself at that back windows location. At this point, if you're Toronto Falters, you might have to just chalk it up and rotate because, you know, with 18 seconds left, after a tough P1, when you start out on the good side, you're going to want to have a great P2.
And as you said, it looks like they try to rotate down the street, but number 4, Astral, holding street, gets a good couple bloods, and they all spawn back again, back in P3. So here they are trying to break out their spawn and try to break the setup to get into P2.
Yeah, the P2 push is here, but LAG here to start out the break. It's going to be Avecti in that time, and Toronto Falters going to be trying to make a push through the P5 side of the map, and it looks like it has worked for them. They got Nova trying to sneak in toward the backside there, putting some shots into Avecti, and the rest of his teammates trying to find their way through. They do get some kills on the board, but haven't gotten the time as of yet. Marsh trying to work with Aeronok to find this time, but there's still 2 LAG members around. They find Marsh, and that's going to be another break. A fantastic start for LAG. They have 66 points on the board right now and counting, and Toronto Falters only with 6 so far.
Yeah, Toronto Falters kind of making it a little mixy, but LAG getting the kills in the end, holding the hill. Only about 18 seconds here, so you got to think Toronto's thinking to rotate here. But as I say that, it looks like number 4 in the back, Astral, trying to get the spawns. Arnok does pick him up. Tortoise gets the trade. Still hitting the back, trying to get these spawns for his team. I mean, this is a huge hill for LAG to get back into this game, Jake.
Yeah, it would have been Limits. The last one there doesn't find the 2 kills he needed to get. Marsh and Co. are trying to push back in through the front. They're spawning that outer train side of the map, and Atrocities with a huge 3-piece. 11-1 right now, Logan. 6 spree for Atrocities currently, trying to find that glide bomb, and to boot with it, he has 1 minute and 35 seconds in the hill, and we are only at P3, Logan.
Only at P3 in here, just absolutely frying it. Gets taken down there by Nova, but LAG is still doing a great job of holding the hill. And as I say that, Toronto Falters finally getting a break in here. It's contested, but it looks like Marsh is going to be able to get that kill. Getting mixy. It's back and forth here. Only about 15 seconds though. We're gonna have to look to see these teams start to rotate towards that P4 hill.
Yeah, and Mixie's the best way to put it for sure. I feel like a lot of these teams, they've been kind of battling through those Mixie engagements. We've seen a lot of people in similar buildings in these team fights, but LAG just seems to come out on top for it most of the time. But we got Avecti trying to sneak around the back and break this hill off the break. We got Limits, and Marsh does take him down. So a nice solid hold for Toronto Falters. Only problem for them, player 4 in Astral, going to be working that back warehouse side, but they have some time to work with here. And if you are going to find yourself back into this game, you're going to have to do it on this P4. Limits, searching for this player. The glide bomb getting called in. Atrocities takes down Marsh. A good use of the glide bomb, in my opinion. Gives them some room to push up onto that hill and keeps Toronto Falters off that time. I mean, LAG playing almost picture-perfect hardpoint right now, Logan.
Yeah, picture perfect. I mean, Toronto had a great initial hold there. They were able to sniff out the player in the back, but LAG streaks and pure gun skill just absolutely breaking the hill. And with that being said, we're already going into a P5, Jake. And I mean, the score just in LAG's favor.
Absolutely. Almost 100-point lead for LAG right now. Toronto at that 40 mark. And what I really like to see out of that LAG squad on that hill was, you know, they weren't really, really fighting for that time. They were just fighting to keep Toronto off of it. They don't want them to be able to get back into this game. And now they have the push up to P5. They've worked up this train side. Aranok, though, trying to sneak in, going toward that top third, but the rest of his teammates getting cut down that warehouse side of the map. 3 of them toward that bottom rubble. 2 kills do go their way, so they might be able to fight into the hill, and they do. That's a clean 4 down, and maybe the first like cementation of control that Toronto has in this game so far. Let's see what they can do with it.
Yeah, their first break, finally getting their foot in the door on the hill. And it looks like Toronto Falters already trying to rotate towards that P1 hill. LAG is trying to hold it. They get the first couple kills. Now they're trying to get the scrap time, cut that player out of the scrap time in P5. Atrocities pushing that, but Nova says no. Arnok with the help. Atrocities does get the trade, and it looks like LAG were able to break through P1 and flip the spawns.
They did do so. Aranok was on a 5 streak for just a second there, but gets cut down toward that P1 area. Now LAG find themselves where they were at the start of this game, on the P1 with solid control. Limits trying to sneak his way up, though. Takes a gunfight with Astral, gets the wall bangs in, and, you know, a solid 4 kills out of LAG. Nova Season trying to just find his way through train with Toronto and co. Slides onto that point, but he finds the autos of 2 players here. Does get one, but Atrocities with the cleanup kills, and it just hasn't been, you know, a full clean push out of Toronto in this game. They have found themselves to that 70-point mark, which is definitely something to work with here. They're looking... It looks like they've gotten, you know, more points as this game has gone on. You know, they've been finding more average points per hill. But if you're going to do that, you have to work toward that P2 as well. And as Nova Season gets cut down, it seems like LAG is there on the P2. And Astral putting some shots into limits. But now with LAG on this P2, Toronto Falters are going to have to find a way to break.
Yeah, definitely not over here yet, Jake. Toronto Falters doing a good job of breaking some of these hills. They just got to hold them, right? It seems like LAG is doing a really good job of getting these trades and then holding the hill for most of that time, while Toronto's, you know, picking up that scrap. So that's definitely what's making the difference here. But as I say that, Arnok trying to make a play outer. Vecti picks him up. For now, LAG holding the hill with Toronto spawning in the back. But it looks like Limits has something to say about that. Popping 2, but a Vecti with a great 2-piece. Nova gets the final kill and gets the sitting on the hill for the next 30 seconds, hopefully.
And Toronto Falters slowly but surely clawing their way back into this game. You know, just a while ago we saw the score at just, you know, under 100 points, but now they fought it back to somewhere around 60, which is exactly a full hill. So if they can get an early break onto this P3, they can definitely find their way back into this game. But I mean, if we look at the scoreboards right now, it's really been all Atrocities and Vecti for LAG. You have Tortoise sitting at 16 and 12 as well. Astral doing their thing at 16 and 15. Everybody positive. But when you look at the KDs out of Atrocities and Vecti, you got to think that they're doing something right, Logan.
Yeah, Atrocities and Vecti absolutely going off right now, and I'd like to point out Atrocities with 224 in the hill, so not only getting the kills, but playing the OBJ as well. And as we say that, Tortoise pops a 3-piece, hitting the back, looking for the last one, looking for those spawners, but they did flip. He doesn't know quite yet. Probably going to call out to his team as they do turn around. Nova trying to sneak through fire here, finds one, looking for the second. Can he find it? Nope, he can't. Astral takes him down. Vecti popping 2. And yeah, it looks like LAG is going to hold a little bit of this scrap time, and Toronto's got to look to hopefully rotate to this P4 and hold it this time.
Yeah, and it looks like player 1 is making that long rotation toward that warehouse side. It's going to be a race between him, player 6, and player 7 from Toronto Falters. But, you know, that was really a big chance for Toronto Falters to be able to get fully back into this game here. They had the setup at P3. They were waiting for LAG to fight, and Tortoise just pops an enormous 3-piece in order to break that hill and get a huge majority of that time, I would say. Toronto does find their way onto this P4, but the kill's still going the way of LAG. Aranok and co trying to cut them down, but now LAG has found the spawns toward the back, and you gotta be confident at that point. At this point, when your lead is this high, at a mixy hill like P4, you know, you're not focusing on staying on the hill fully. You just want to make sure that Toronto doesn't get too much map control.
Yes, absolutely. And I was going to say, Toronto looked like they had a really good setup there going into that P4, but the guns from LAG just absolutely cutting them down and then absolutely flipping the spawns as well. Great job from LAG to get that time and get that scrap as well. So going into this P5, Jake, you got to think Toronto hoping to look here to hold spawns, keep them off the hill, and get a good time on that P1.
Yeah, I mean, the fight is here for P5, and I think you're exactly right there, Logan. If Toronto Falters still want a chance at this game, they're going to have to keep LAG off of the P5 and try to string it toward the P1. They have the control right now as Marsh takes down Tortoise, but Astral looking to make a play through that bottom P2. There is some players here to try to cut them down, but doesn't look like they're ready for Astral. Astral reading limits toward the corner. Another player right above them, that's Arnok, and it looks like they're doing exactly what we're talking about, Logan. They're just trying to keep them off the hill for all that they can. They're also getting some solid time while doing so. I think the next step to this process is to try to flip those spawns toward that P1, like you said.
Yeah, getting the kills, holding the time. This is actually some really good time for them to get back to somewhere around 200, that 200 mark before they need to start to hit towards P1, but Toronto Falters do need to look to get those rotations, Jake. And as it looks right now, LAG does have train control, but number 5 is sneaking through train. Looks like he might be sitting somewhere, yeah, in P1 now, hitting the back. He does have one behind him. Astral might pick him up. This could be bad timing for him, and it is. So Astral gets that initial spawn and the flip out of Toronto Falters there. So here, only needs 7 seconds to finish this game. LAG's got to go. Or Toronto Falters.
This is their one chance to break this here. Arnok puts in some bullets, but 2 go down, but nobody gets on the time. Logan, LAG take the W there by the skin of their teeth. The match score doesn't paint the picture like the gameplay did. I mean, that was all LAG for quite a while there. Toronto trying to sneak their way back into that game, but it is going to be Toronto Falters on that offensive side to start this map, and I'm interested to see what they're gonna do, and it looks like, Logan, they might be going toward that B-bomb site.
Oh, it looks like we might be getting a B-bomb push here. All 4 hitting P5 really fast. We do have number 8, Tortoise, holding from radio. He's probably gonna call it to his team here. He does see multiple cross, trying to play his life, maybe. No, overchallenges March, does get that first blood. Abekti here trying to get the trade, but the kills are coming in for Toronto. Astral here left in a 1v4, Jake.
Yeah, Astral left in the 1v4. Got a lot of work to do if you're Astral, but you got the Automaton in hand. Definitely a solid gun to work with, but loses the first one to the MP40. And, you know, I was going to say off the break that if Toronto wanted, like, a chance in this round 1, they should probably go toward that B-bomb site. It's exactly what they did. They used their teammates accordingly. A lot of bait and switches there across that radio doorway, and it worked to perfection. They find a quick 4 down. A flawless round on the board, and that's a great round to start off of, especially going into a defensive side.
Yes, just what they needed. Everybody eats. Everyone getting a little damage, a little work, a little shots into LAG there, taking the first round. But let's see what they want to do here on defense. Looks like they're pushing up here into field quick. They do get the first blood and the trades come in, but Toronto, once again, getting those fast kills, playing at their own pace. Avekti does find Nova, and the second one on Marshall Field. Now a 1v1 here for Limits and Avekti, and Limits takes him out. So Toronto Falters coming in hot, Jake, to start this S&D off 2-0.
Absolutely are. These rounds are very fast as well, specifically the second one. Avekti almost clutches up for the LAG squad and pops the 3-piece, but it's not the case here. Toronto Falters go up 2-0 on this map, and it looks like they're full steam ahead currently. You don't got anybody on some crazy streaks. You had Marsh on a 3 there for just a moment, but now LAG, only 3 kills on the board are going to the side of Avekti, so the rest of the squad going to have to tee up here on this defensive round, and they might benefit more from Toronto this time if they're going toward the A side.
And there we go once again. Toronto getting another first blood, Jake. That seems to be the key to this S&D strategy that they're having, is getting those first bloods. It's really helping them out. As I say that, Limits getting the bomb down on A. Tortoise gets a good kill onto Marsh here in the field. Limits looking for the trade. He does get it. Backing up. Arnok picking up one in mid. Looks like top fire. So here we are. Astral left in another 1v3 situation. Let's see what he can do here.
Let's see what they can do here. Limit's going to chow from deep. Almost gets taken down. Wow. A perfect. I really like that team cam out of Toronto Falters there, Logan. You got the player, you know, not even worried if they're winning the gunfight or not, just chowing out deep Godheady. And then you got Nova with the pistol, chowing close. Team shots together, easy kill for the Toronto Falters. They keep the momentum flowing up 3-0 now is Toronto Falters, and they find themselves on the defensive side yet again.
Yeah, those first bloods coming in for Toronto is making a huge difference here in this game too. But also, Jake, we were talking about momentum before, having Toronto maybe slow down the pace and play their game, but it looks like they're actually picking up the pace and it's working in their favor.
And another first blood on the board. Arnok picks up another onto Avekti as well, playing the pillar to perfection. Arnok knows where all of these players are on a 4 streak now, 6-1, and Astral. It's always Astral left in the 1vx situation. This time around, it is a 1v4, trying to get any sort of semblance of where these players are on the map. Not sure that they're going to expect Arnok, but it doesn't matter because there's another player behind him, back tree. I mean, Toronto Falters, I mean, not only are they winning all of these rounds, but these rounds, I would say they haven't lasted over a minute so far. Yeah,
I mean, that's what I was saying. They're just absolutely playing at their own pace, playing very quick, and honestly just pushing LAG back into their spawn most of these rounds, and honestly just playing with that aggression, getting those first bloods and getting the second trades. just great job out of Toronto this far.
Fantastic job. Looks like Astral is going to be going to pick up that P5 side, but it won't matter because Toronto Falters going to be pushing toward that A site yet again. Avecti with a big first blood. Maybe that is the difference maker they need. Playing that pillar just like Arnok did. Lobbing that stun out. Limits knows that they're there, though. Atrocity's there to help him out. And 39 damage. Player 1's going to be pushing up, but he gets taken down, and Marsh gets taken down as well. So it's going to be Limits left in the 1v3. 3 kills on the board, but gets taken down. Another quick round. I mean, you're definitely right there, Logan. Toronto Falters is putting the pedal to the metal here. When they know where you are, they are most likely challenged, and they probably got a teammate with them to help you out. But LAG able to win the battles that time around. First round on the board. And, you know, if they can win this offensive round here, maybe they can string some together. But for now, Toronto Falters definitely in a comfortable position sitting at 4-1.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking here for LAG to maybe slow down this game, hold a couple preams, Jake, get those first bloods, because when they got that first blood, they found success. And as I said, it looks like number 4 Limits over here going P5, but Toronto deciding to go over towards field again. Aronok and Marsh finding those first bloods again, pushing LAG back into their spawn again, backfield. Atrocity's picking up the bomb, maybe trying to get out with his life, but Marsh says no, and RNX says no again. Toronto Falters. Jake, these have been some fast rounds.
It's always a battle toward that field side. Neither of these teams really fighting for that middle position, I'd say. So these gunfights are going crazy fast. Both teams stacking, you know, 3 people toward that field side, and when the gunfights come in, they're coming in quick as you got that long distance sight line. I'd be interested to see if either of these teams opt to play that mid position, because you know we've only had, I think, 1 bomb really planted in this game where it's like really been a difference maker. But for now, it looks like Toronto going back to the trusty old start of the game. P5 hit, but this time around they got Avecti waiting, but jumps right into the arms of 3 people. Tortoise is there looking for the trade yet again, but he finds one onto Nova, and the other ones are challenged. Big 2-piece, and this is definitely the difference maker as opposed from round 1 to round 2, and Tortoise picks up 3. Huge difference, and Atrocities picks up the final 1. So LAG stay alive here in the search and destroy, and most definitely off the back of Tortoise with that enormous 3-piece to start out that round, just holding down the radio side of the map to perfection.
Yeah, Vecti maybe getting a little antsy there, P5, pushing in, trying to make something happen, runs into 3 players, but Tortoise, like you said, the MVP of that round, getting those 2 kills, and his whole team rotating back to help get that last player and get the bomb defused. So with that being said, Toronto Falters still at game point, LAG trying to slowly crawl back into this one. Let's see what they can do here on this offense.
Interested to see what they opt for. You know, we've seen a lot of A pushes out of this LAG team, and it looks like we're going to see one yet again, but it looks like maybe a slower play here. But Marsh sees Astral's shoulder pointing out, and Aronok's there for the trade as well. Avecti does pick up 1 onto each of those players, so we've simplified this to a 2v2 situation. Both Toronto players going to be in that church side area, and it seems like LAG just looking for any information they can get, and Nova Season seeming to make that fast play toward that P5 side, or maybe just holding it down. Both players are here, and it looks like they want to hit a quick flank.
They hit the quick flank. Atrocities does read it, but the guns from LAG just too strong. Toronto Falters again taking the round. Jake, that is map 2. Toronto Falters making a statement.
One of the faster search and destroys we have spectated here at the Call of Duty Rec League, a 6-2 W, and it was Toronto Falters from start to finish. You know,
yep, we are back, and it looks like we will be having Toronto Falters on defense to start this match off. Looks like Nova choosing to go towards this P1 spot, like we were talking about before. So maybe trying to get a little control here early. But as I say that, LAG all pushing towards A. They're able to get that first blood, looking for a second. Haven't found it quite yet. They sniff out Limits. They are able to find him. Marsh getting a trade on Atrocities, but here, the only one left. But as I say that, Nova getting a 2-piece. Astral getting the trade on him, but LAG with hill control here.
Yeah, Astral was the last person on that point for just a moment, but the trade does not come in. Astral does get taken down, but the time was bought for them. Aronok catches 1 going up the stair, or up the ladder. Avecti playing slow, and it seems like LAG very consistently hitting this cliff side of the map, maybe sending one toward mid right now. That's going to be Astral. Astral gets taken down. Now all these players funneled toward that cliff side area. Let's see what they can do with it. You're going to have to work off the back of your SMG, but Nova toward that first stairs side. Definitely hard to work with. Aeronok finds the flank, gets one. Not sure if they'll get the second, but I mean, this Gavudu defense, about as Gavudu defense as we've seen in the past. You know, sometimes people get that A point quick, sometimes they're slow to get it, but I like this out of Astral. Playing that top power position, does get taken down, but just buying time for their teammates to get toward that A point.
Yeah, gunfights going back and forth here, Jake. A lot of trades going one way or the other, but LAG, you know, able to break into this A point a couple times, just not able to clear the top boat. And as I say that, they are able to get 3 down. Tortoise left on his own over at P1, but Vecti here in the hill, able to find one top boat, and here we go, finally stacking the hill, Jake, looking to get this point.
Yeah, and it looks like they probably will do so. Only player that may be able to fight it is player 6 and Arnok, but not sure they even have enough time. Going to be climbing up that ladder, trying to find their way, but the A point gets secured, and the lives are tied here, Logan. It could sway just a moment at any second here as LAG find 2 kills on the board, but Toronto Falters now going to have to play a heavy defense. They get some kills, but now the only player to worry about is Astral. Get taken down, and now a full clearance for both of these teams to set up a push and a defense for this B point.
This is actually interesting right now. It looks like all of Toronto Falters kind of turtle up here over B as they finally spread the map. Trades going back and forth. Astral gets a good kill on Marsh in mid as they're looking to maybe get some P1 control here. Astral maybe overchowing a little bit, but Tortoise gets his trade. Atrocity here hitting out a ring, looking for a kill on Limits. Gets some shots into him. Limits playing his life, just waiting for his team, waiting for his ARs to get back over here.
Yeah, and what I would have liked to see out of Limits is to be able to get up into that top donut area. Not sure they had enough time, but if you can get your submachine gun player toward that middle donut in the top P1, it's definitely a dangerous place for them to be. But Atrocities has found their way onto this point. Limits gets taken down, isn't able to sneak into the B point, but Tortoise picks up 2, so now it's a full push onto the B point for LAG. Will they be able to win this round 1? Tortoise trying to sneak their way around the last 2 Toronto players toward the spawn. The first tick should be in, and it's a 2v7. Make it, almost a 7v1. But you don't have enough time to work with here if you are Toronto Falters. It looks like you're going to see Marsh pushing up toward that staircase area. Not sure if they'll get the good timing. There's 2 players stacked, and Tortoise takes him down. The last player alive going to be Limits, and this should be a round on the board for LAG.
LAG doing a great job there on the offensive side, doing exactly what we were talking about, Jake. You know, getting that P1 control, and then those subs waiting for their ARs to get behind them up on P1 on those headies, and just, you know, getting kills wave by wave and slowly knocking down the lives until there's none, Jake. So great job out of LAG.
Yeah, great control round out of LAG. Like you just said, they took all the steps they needed to take in order to get an enormous B push in, and they did so to perfection. Toronto Falters now on the offensive side looking to respond, and off the break, I'm not sure if my eyes deceived me, but it looks like they're going toward the B point off the break, going for the deception play that we talked about before this map started, and Limits picks up the first blood. Now the B point completely open. Only player to fight is Atrocities in player 2.
Yeah, Toronto Falters looking to go be there. They get that first blood and are able to get into the point because none of Toronto Falters were able to rotate back in time. They did get that kill in first cut, but now Toronto just looking to get control of this hill.
Yeah, it looks like player 2 trying to fight Nova by getting up the staircase area that leaves Limits all alone. Almost got a second tick on the board, but doesn't do so. But, you know, that's a great B push. Not only do you get a tick on the board, but it opens up A for Aeronok to take over now. Astral trying to fight, gets the contest, but you got 2 players with him. Limits takes down 1 with a team nade, but it doesn't matter for Limits as he picks up another one onto a Vecti. So the lives actually skewed in the favor of Toronto Falters right now. If they get this cap here, they're going to have more than 2 minutes to work with to get this A point. And, you know, we may have a back-to-back offensive win here, Logan, if it keeps up like this.
Yeah, it's keeping up, and they are getting the kills, finally taking down the A point with 1 tick on B, doing a good job getting that early in the round. Like we've said before, it looks like they just need to, you know, get control of P1, maybe get a couple kills in the back. It looks like they're trying to hit the back maybe a little bit, looking for some kills. Limits, not able to get Atrocities there. But as I say that, Toronto Falters working towards this P1.
And you have LAG pushed so far back into their spawn right now. All 4 of these players giving up the whole map for them, but Avecti with a huge 2-piece with the auto to take down 2 of those Toronto players. Kind of stifles the push, but the only problem here is that Toronto can take as long as, or as much time as they need to get their push ready. And Marsh with a big opener onto Astral. There's another one first cut. He gets taken down as well. Tortoise in the deep back truck area, but one player sneaks their way onto the point. That's going to be Limits yet again. Avecti trying to take down Aeronok, and he does so. So it leaves Limits all alone yet again, and Chow's out, so is unable to get that second tick. So only 12 lives to go for LAG, 16 to work with for Toronto. And, you know, this could be anybody's round here, Logan.
Yeah, definitely. LAG doing a good job of stopping that push and getting that second tick taken down. But Atrocities, you know, holding P1, this is what we were talking about, getting into that P1 spot and, you know, really getting the kills and holding it down. As he does that, he's able to find 2, but March does get the trade. Looking for more. It looks like they're trying to sniff out Astral. They might know he's down here, and they do. Wow. Marsh getting taken out by Avecti. Also, Avecti sitting in time. Arnok in the back. They don't know he's here. Looking for the kill. Able to find it. So here we go. Arnok getting the break into the hill. Atrocity's looking for the trade though, and he does pick it up. So here we go. LAG still holding this time.
And this is definitely the key player to look at here. It's Limits. Nova gets one onto Astral. Limits comes in through the flank. Now Atrocities has to worry about the front and the back as well, but picks up Limits. But the rest of the Toronto Falters quickly sprinting toward that point, tries to slide out and pick up one, but he isn't able to do so. Avecti putting in the wallbang shots, but Nova's there to work with him, holding the cross. 5v7, Avecti with some great help onto Nova. Limits looking for this player top P1, putting some shots in, but gets taken down by Tortoise. That may be a big kill when it's all said and done, but we won't know for just a moment. Tortoise on a 5. Atrocity trying to slide on and take down Marsh, but Marsh wins the gunfight. 3v5 situation. You still have Tortoise posted toward that bottom beach area. 2v3 now, and Tortoise is still behind everybody. He gets taken down. Now a 2v1 situation. Can Avecti do it with 13 seconds left?
Yeah, Torres doing a great job of getting some kills there and helping even the lives. But as we see this, we're looking at a 2v2 running into first cut, and wow, Toronto Falters able to take that round, Jake, by lives.
You know, it was a battle back and forth, back and forth. They weren't able to get as many ticks, but, you know, they got 4 to their name, and they win the round. Back-to-back Voodoo offenses we see for these two teams, and that's not something you see very often here. Both of these teams have their fair share of players slaying out. You got Marsh for the side of Toronto. You got Tortoise for the side of LAG, and Tortoise almost saving that round single-handedly. I think that power position at the bottom beach tank was exactly where they needed someone to be if they wanted to win that round. Wasn't able to come out on top, but boy, it was a close one. Arnok with the first blood, but the push onto A continues. And nobody really for the trades here, as LAG is opting to play this quite slow, waiting for everybody to get in their spots.
Yeah, we do have Nova here on the flank, looking for maybe some spawn kills, but he does get sniffed out by Atrocities. So LAG able to you know, get control of this boat a little bit here, but Limits says no, you are not getting into my boat. Marsh here with the second kill. So now, you know, LAG getting pushed back a little bit into their spawn. Got to spawn up, get some gunfights, and maybe get control of mid-map again.
Yeah, it's going to have to be another setup here, and that's one thing you don't really want to do. You don't want to have to make that setup to push toward that A site, because you get put toward the back of your spawn, you know, it can mean really bad things for you and your squad. But Atrocities picks up a big 2, leaves Astral alive toward the point. Arnok trying to pick him up, but he does get one. There's one more for the trades. That's going to be Avecti, and the trades are safe. Player 3 can now hop on that A point. That's going to be Tortoise, and the rest of LAG trying to sneak their way toward that side. And it's a battle back and forth, very reminiscent of the round 1 that we saw before.
Yes, Jake, very back and forth. Kills are going both ways. Lives pretty even. You know, they've been flipping here back and forth, but Astral trying to finally get some control of boat here. They do have one, LA Toronto does have one low cliff, able to sniff out a couple spawners. They do need they need to find that player, but he's still roaming, still making a statement over there, getting those kills. Arnok also over there to help him. Finding 2 off spawn, looking for the second. Is he able to clean it up? He is. Arnok doing a good job getting these spawn kills.
Yeah, and right now you had Arnok really holding them toward that back treehouse area, and you had Nova just fully focused on taking down Astral, and it was a perfect harmony of teamwork right there. You know, neither player worrying too much about what the other one was worrying about. They take their time, they get the kills that they need to get, and now, LAG might cap this point, but they're only going to have a minute left to work with and 9 lives remaining. I got to think this game, or this round right here, is going to come down to lives, and it just matters who comes out on top. Limits does pick up a couple, and as the trades go in, they go out, the spawns come in, the cap gets made almost, and looks like it finally will right now. I mean, Toronto Falters just keep throwing lives at this hill. They want to drain it down as far as they can.
It looks like they were actually able to break it before the cap comes in. Atrocity's able to get that kill, though, and stop that time. Only 3.8 seconds here. They do need to get this capture, and it seems like it is going to come through, so they get those extra 60 seconds. Lives in their favor as well here on this defense. So, I mean, they need to get set up. 5v3, they just need to find the kills, not over push, not overextend, work together, and they should have this round, Jake.
It was almost winnable for Toronto, but as Marsh takes down Avecti, it gets more and more dangerous for LAG. Astral just looking for any freebies that they can get onto that back spawn area. Arnok does get taken down, making it a 2v3, making it a 2v2 now. The overchalls are coming in for Toronto Falters. Limits does get 1. Is he able to get 2? It's a 1v1 now. Logan, we got Astral against Marsh. They know where each other are. The Ego Chow comes in, and Marsh takes him down. A crazy Ego Chow out of Astral, and Toronto Falters win the second round out of 3 that they need to take this game to Marsh. Holding those irons, playing fundamental, and they find the round. It got a little dangerous there. I have never seen control rounds this close in Gabudu.
That kill was actually very, very important. Not only did they get that round, but they were also able to keep LAG off the B point, so no ticks come in on that B point for LAG. So I think Toronto might be up a tick or 2 here going into this round 4. We'll just have to see what they can do on this offense and maybe close it out.
Another B hit out of Toronto Falters, but it looks like LAG is ready for it this time. They have the full sandwich pincer claw grip onto Toronto Falters in the P1 area. The spawn traps are in. Atrocities is pushed up at the big rock. Astral's holding down the cliffside, and Toronto is fully in the blender, as they say. First kill comes in for Nova Season, but they're still trapped back there. A lot of work to do to get off of this cliffside area. And Logan, when you get into a spot like this, it almost seems like there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, they know there's someone behind them, just trying to get down into that lower boat and get some positioning kills. But, I mean, LAG just doing a great job of knocking all of them down, looking for one more, and they're able to find all 4. So there we go again, all spawning up, and Atrocity's in the back, just in the back, getting these spawn kills, looking for a second, just absolutely frying before he gets taken down by Marsh. But Jake, I mean, so far, thus far into the round, a dominating round out of LAG.
Only 25 seconds to work with now if you are Toronto. And, I mean, this would cement, I think, a round 5 defense for LAG. They have 0 ticks on the board. Tortoise just pops a 7 streak, and this is looking very dangerous for Toronto Falters. Only 9 seconds left to work with. Tortoise tries to take down Limits, but Astral still holding down that cliffside area. Can they make it to the point? I don't think they can. LAG win the round in the most randomly dominating round that we've seen this map.
Yeah, I mean, just an absolutely dominating round out of LAG, making a statement. They wanted that round 5 defense, Jake, and I think they are going to get it here. So honestly, I think it really comes down to Toronto. They just need to get that initial break and, get some boat control. But if they get pushed back into their spawn again, Jake, this could be over really quick.
LAG find the defense, a huge round out of them. They want to win this map, and they're putting themselves in the best position to do so. Not only do they have the defense, but they have a glide bomb to work with after that round 4. They're trying to redo one of the early, what they did exactly last round, but Toronto go for the A hit this time, and they kind of lulled them to sleep with that. They go to B 2 offenses in a row. Now Toronto in the round 5, they go to A, and it's just completely open. It's the freest A you could have possibly seen on Gavutu, and that's because they went toward B, both their first offense and the second offense.
Yeah, Toronto finally getting their foot in the door here over at Boat, capping this A point. Lives a little bit in their favor. Nova getting a good kill over at P1, and they get that A point, and now, they just got to work. It looks like they're deciding to hit the back, maybe get some more kills. Maybe rack back towards P1. We're just going to have to find out. Toronto Falters doing a good job here.
And Limits just trying to juke everybody. I mean, Toronto knows that he's around, but they just don't know exactly where they are. There's so much Toronto pressure toward that P5 area currently. I mean, if I'm Tortoise, I might opt to pop that glide bomb. You know, maybe not now, but you got to think about it soon because it's not looking safe for anybody right now. Astral holding toward the backside in the Dave Patty spot and gets one onto Aronok, and that's a great job to hold off that push. I mean, that's a problem with pushing toward the back. You know, it gets you some solid map control, but in just an instant, you can get taken down like a blink of an eye.
Yeah, able to get a few kills there and hit the back. Just so many angles and corners you have to check as you're going through their spawn. LAG doing a good job of chopping them down and making them reset here. And as I say that, Toronto Falters looking to get some P1 control. Nova able to pick one up there in the back of B, but Avecti still holding down the B side, you know, maybe playing a little ratty on that rock. Nova does see him, you know, maybe waiting for his teammates, putting some shots into that back rock. But look, Toronto pushing up quick, getting aggressive, and Limits gets the kill on Rock, and they're in the point, Jake.
Yeah, Tort is still alive, though. Can pop the glide bomb at any moment. There's 2 players on that B point, and you might want to do it now. Astral gets taken down by Nova Season. The glide bomb comes in, gets the player onto that B point, and that's a full 4 down for LAG. They still find themselves down 2 lives, but all of Toronto Falters deep into their spawn, and there's only 51 seconds left to work with now. LAG trying to recreate the spawn trap that they had last time around, and for now, Toronto Falters really have no map control to work with. Player 7 does pick up 1 onto Atrocities, but you know, with only 37 seconds left, you're going to have to start getting a couple kills and a good opener for Marsh.
Yeah, LAG doing a good job, you know, holding the hill here, making sure Toronto doesn't get too much map control. But as I say that, they're able to get some P1 control. I would like to point out Tortoise, 43 and 22 right now, doing it all, doing everything he can for this LAG squad to get this dub. As I say that, getting in the back.
A huge kill in the back for Tortoise to shut down this push. Only 1 player left alive, and that's going to be Marsh. And they might not have enough time to make it toward the point. Tortoise's all-star performance proving huge in this game 3 control of Gavutu. Only 2 seconds left for them to go. Can they find themselves on the point? They did. They fought their way on, but the kills are coming in. Only player 8 and player 7 left alive. Marsh takes down another, but there's nobody on the time, so LAG win the map 3-2, and Logan, no doubt about it, that is easily one of the closest controls I have ever seen in the Call of Duty Rec League. You know, the round 5 and the round 4
stretch their series to a map 5 where, you know, maybe S&D plays in their favor a little bit, but we're getting into this. We're starting off with Tortoise, LAG here on the church side. Let's see what they want to do here.
Let's see what they do. Toronto going to be flooding toward that field side. The first blood goes the way of Limits. It looks like he might want to get Mixy. That's 3 down for Toronto. That's the start they needed. This is the more preferred side of P1, maybe not the more preferred side of the map, but we do see a lot of players get a lot of time on P1 from that tree side, and Nova with a huge 2-piece absolutely funneling LAG into their base right now, and he runs his way toward the back. The spawns do flip. Player 5 behind him, and now this could get a little mixy for Toronto Falters. You got player 5, you got player 8 getting those split spawns, and I'm not sure you're really going to know what to expect here.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, Jake? That was a really great start out of LA or Toronto Falters there. You know, able to, you know, fly over towards P1, get the kills, get the initial time, and then flip them and also read that, make the comm, and all of them turned around and were able to 4 down them again. You know, so here getting the initial time on P1, but P2 has popped and LAG is on the time.
Yeah, almost a perfect P1 for Toronto, but now you're going to have to break LAG out of that P2. Limits with a fantastic start to the break. Getting Mixy, Arnok sneaking his way down those steps, but you got Nova with you to get that MP40 kill. Plays his life too. Playing sneaky, and he picks up a big 2-piece, and that might single-handedly break the hill there, Logan. Toronto Falters find their way on the point. Marsh feeling safe in this top plat area, and LAG spawning toward that backside, and they just won't stop spawning there if they don't push up any farther, and I think that Toronto's okay with that. Nova with another huge 2-piece. This guy is 360 people, Logan.
I mean, yeah, he's absolutely twisted right now, doing it all for his team. And as I say that, it looks like Toronto making the early rotation and LAG not far behind them as they're pushing out field. Let's see if they can sniff this out.
Yeah, Toronto off to maybe like a flipped start as opposed to their map one Aranok on the Celium Heady, just waiting, playing his life. Now player 2 in a battle toward that rooftop side, but it's really null at this point. All of LAG pushing toward that tree side, and the shots are coming in. Nova knows to stay down, throws his stun out at the perfect time, and the kills keep flooding for Toronto. They are coming differently in this map 4.
Yeah, Jake, Toronto, we've seen them play two respawns this far, maybe not doing what they needed to get those wins, but here, playing at their pace, you got to think maybe Tuscan Hardpoint playing in their favor, Jake, as they, they get broken here, LAG, but up still by about 80 points.
Yeah, they just look completely comfortable on this map. They're making the good rotations. They're working as a team, which is what I like the most. And LAG fighting for that scrap time. I mean, if you're Astral, this is scrap time at this point that you really do want to fight for. A lot of people maybe say it's a no-no to go for scrap with so late of time, but, any second makes the difference on a map like Tuscan. But, it may have not worked in their favor as it seems like Toronto has the rotation as well.
Yeah, I mean, Nova starting off 11-5 here, putting on for his team. He wants to go map 5, Jake. As they are set up here in this Church Hill, it looks like all of LAG pushing through the front, though. We're going to have a lot of gunfights going down, trades back and forth. LAG in favor right now of these gunfights. Nova trying to sneak around top. He does sniff out atrocities and is able to get back into the hill and hold this. But as I say that, it looks like LAG is going to be pushing them from the front and back.
Yeah, I mean, that was just perfect timing for LAG. I mean, they have 4 people pushing in through the middle side of the map. You got none of Toronto watching toward that front. And, they just all flood in. They get the trades. Tortoise making the plays he needs to yet again. And 18 seconds on the board. I mean, LAG has gotten some points here. And I feel like they never really had any control on that hill. I don't know how they got to that 59-point mark. But, I mean, it's looking good for them. I mean, one good hill, and this game's almost tied.
Yeah, no, LAG doing a good job of rotating to this P5 hill. This is where you can really make a difference, get some time, get back into this game. And it looks like they are set up, getting the kills. And all of Toronto Falters looking towards that plat side, trying to hit this this P5 hill. See what they want to do here.
Nova Season slides on in, waiting for his teammates to help him out, but he's got no help to work with. Picks up one, but Avecti with a big 2-piece to get the final 2 kills toward that P5 side, and the score just keeps on rising for LAG. I mean, if there's no break here, they could take the lead here. A picture-perfect P5 out of LAG. And I feel like Tortoise has been frying from start to finish. Avecti finds himself on a 4 as well. I mean, you're going to want to get a glide bomb here, and you're on a 6 now. So, with 14 seconds left to go, you're not going to tie this game. But if you can get this glide bomb, you're feeling good, and you do.
Yeah, I mean, Avecti doing a good job getting that glide bomb, getting the kills. And also, holding that P5, Jake, really putting them back into this game. And it's going to come down to this next rotation of hills. Let's see, LAG seems like they're warming up.
LAG definitely does. They're keeping the momentum. It just had to warm up there for them. Marsh, though, with a big 2-piece. And this is where we saw in Toronto thrive the first time around, was on this P1. They got a lot of time here, and let's see if they can do so yet again. He jumps right on over him, but the trade comes in. The pressure's still there, though. Looks like player 1, that's Nova Season, going to be trying to pinch in from the back. He picks up 2, and a nice vet play out of Nova Season, picking up a 3rd as well. He is frying, still doing his thing. The game still going the way of Toronto Falters, and I feel like just a moment ago LAG were just back into this, and now looking at the scoreboard, it seems like this is all Toronto.
Yeah, Jake, I mean, Toronto doing a great job of rotating the P1, getting the initial kills, and then also reading those spawns and holding them back there. They obviously don't have the spawns they want, but, holding that 60 seconds was huge. Up about 70 points here going into this P2. And LAG, just trying to get back into this, set up for this P2, and make this game close.
Nova's crazy. I think Tortoise still has the glide bomb in hand to work with, so that's kind of your insurance policy here on Tuscan. Got a question, when are they going to use it? Oh, he actually did use it. Must have got no kills with it on that P1. Absolutely tragic, but they're still getting the time on the board. Your insurance policy is all used up. You have to call State Farm to get another one, but for now, it doesn't seem like the 7-kill streak will be coming in very soon. You got 30 seconds left to go to maybe try to tie up this game, but I feel like at the same time, if you're LAG, not only are you going to want to get some of the scrap time, you're going to want to send some of your reinforcements to maybe try to flip these spawns.
Yeah, LAG doing a good job of what they did in P5, getting the initial rotation, getting most of that hill time to really get back into this game, Jake. But like you said, it all comes down to that rotation onto this Fountain Hill in the back of spawn. And Toronto Falters already here, already set up, have someone on the back heady. I mean, LAG is going to have to do a good job of breaking this.
But the one player to look at, maybe player 8, but he gets caught out by Marsh. He's still alive, though. That's the good news about it. Astral does get taken down, but Tortoise picks up those rooftop spawns for his teammates. Atrocities does stay alive, and Avecti finds a glide bomb of his own. Not sure exactly when that happened, but he did it. And the glide bomb comes in, so now the break is here, and that's exactly what you needed for LAG. This is their best chance to get the lead here. The closest thing they've had to a lead so far, besides that final P5. But as we say that, I mean, this game, anything could happen, Logan. We know it, and it's been 2 breaks in, I think, about 15 seconds. Make it 3, Logan.
Man, oh man, I mean, this game is mixy, Jake. The guns are going back and forth, trades through the roof. It looks like Toronto's going to get this scrap time, and LAG is going to try and set up here for this Churchill. This is a big hill for them, Jake. If they're able to hold this, get the kills, they can possibly take the lead here. But LAG is trying to hold this down, but Toronto says no. Marsh able to pick up 2, and as I say that, Tortoise and Atrocities getting the trades, and as we've said, making this mixy.
This game is as mixy as it could possibly be. Astral and Avecti combined for 3. Avecti still alive, though, toward the back. Marsh does pick him up, but the rest of LAG coming in as soon as they possibly can. You got Atrocities to help out Astral, and Astral still staying alive toward that point, getting the kills they need to get. Oh, a big kill out of Astral right there onto Nova, or onto Aeronach. But the kills coming in, LAG got the time, and with this scrap time, not only are they potentially taking the lead here, but they might even get the P5.
Yes, Jake, and this last P5 is where we saw LAG really turn it up. So, they're getting set up. A big gunfight going on over there. Limits looks like he's going to pick it up and get some P5 control. So, Toronto able to, maybe close this game out here if they can sniff out this player down below. Are they going to be able to find him? They are, but Atrocity's getting the kill. Limits able to get the trade, and they have players here set up for this P5, Jake. This could be where the game ends.
You never know, Logan. You never know with this game. The kills so back and forth, so MP40 heavy. Tortoise trying to find one, but Nova Season stays alive deep in that corner, and he's trying to close it out for Toronto here. Only 20 seconds to go and counting. 2:34, but player 7 trying to sneak in through that bottom side, but Limits is on the flank. Aeronach holding down at this time, and Limits is picking up all the kills. Astral gets taken down as well, and that could very well be all she wrote for this map for Toronto. Might take this one home right now, and they do. The MP40s were booming for Toronto. The back and forth of this game was almost I couldn't even understand what was going on, but Toronto closed it out by 49, and boy, oh boy, that was a close offensive side on the break. And if I were them, Logan, I got to think that you would agree. I would hit that A site for them.
Oh, Jake, yes, I'm hitting that A site. Toronto coming off a great map too. We saw what they could do. A big thing we talked about was the amount of first bloods they were able to get. And as I say that, it looks like they decided to go B here. Astral calling out the cross. He has the information. He knows he's in the B site. Maybe he doesn't know that he crossed quite yet. Nova looking for a player, and now it's clear he's able to get that bomb down. So no gunfights going down. Everyone's kind of holding still, but let's see where the first gunfights are going to go down.
Seemingly, LAG opting to take that retake possibility here toward that B side, and we know how dangerous that can be, Logan. Somewhat of a tricky task here, and Toronto picks up the first blood. Nova has yet to find a gunfight here on the B bomb site. One more ahead of him. That's going to be Atrocities in the 1v2, and Nova picks up the second. Toronto with the round win, and I thought it may be a little dangerous for them going to that B site, but if you're LAG, you got to think about the fact that if they get into that B site, it's going to be really hard to flush them out.
Yeah, LAG, I mean, doing a good job. Astral was calling the cross there. He had the info. I think his team maybe, just rotated a little too slow. And then, once again, that first blood comes in for Toronto, and then the trades follow it, right? So great job out of Toronto to take up this map 1-0.
Yeah, up 1-0, similar to the Tuscan that we saw before. And it looks like they're going to be trying to heavily lock down that B site. Aeronach pushing toward it quite quick. He throws a nade, gets a hit marker, so they might have that information that they're playing for it. But it looks like Avecti's waiting for the offensive play out of Aronok, but he looks away just at the wrong time, trying to hit some shots onto that lower half, and he does pick it up. Tortoise doesn't get that bomb planted, does take down Aronok. So now Marsh left in a 1v2, and he finds himself in that top fire area. Automaton to work with, and he's got the full cross away from that B site.
Yeah, Arnok doing a great job of getting that blood over on Dice, but wasn't able to sniff out the person in the B site, so he was able to trade him out. Marsh left in this 1v2. Is he going to be able to do it? He picks up the first one. Still plenty of time to work with. 30 seconds. Atrocities. Playing his life here back warehouse, just staring at the bomb. The good old default strat from the S&D plays here here on Berlin. Marsh taken out.
The gun is in. Atrocities playing that good old reliable, I like to call it, at that bottom warehouse side. We've seen it since day one of the game, and it's still solid in day 200 plus, no doubt about it. But LAG able to even the odds much quicker than they did the first time around. A battle, no doubt about it, and another B plant from the offensive end of the table. Very interested to see what Toronto does here. Both teams, going to be on their toes here. Looks like LAG going to be reinforcing B a little bit more this time, while Toronto actually works through that train to try to flood into A.
Yeah, Toronto going fast. Nova has bomb in hand, looking for the trade here. Atrocities, pushing him back a little bit, looking for this player outer. He does sniff him out. Does Limits know he's behind him? He doesn't. He's able to get that first blood. He knows that Nova's still lurking around this site somewhere, looking for some info. Arnok doing a good job of trading it, making it a 3v3 situation here. So we're at a standstill, Jake, just, slowing down the pace, looking for some kills. And as I say that, Atrocity is getting the kill on Nova in sight.
Ooh, Marsh trying to get some good timing onto Astral there, but finds the automaton to his face, and LAG pick up another round on the board. I think that really all came down to Atrocities there in that A site. He sees that player toward that outer door side, and he instantly tries to chow it, picks him up in the back, and if he doesn't make that play, that might be a much harder round to win for LAG.
Yeah, I mean, LAG, they decided to, put more presence on B site that round. They wrapped back and are able to retake that site and take the round. So good job out of them. Let's see what they do here. Toronto Falters on defense.
Toronto Falters on the defensive end, and it looks like they're playing it aggressive yet again. You got player 3 trying to work up so close here. That's Aronok. They get the info, but the only problem is, yet again, nobody in that B site to stop that plant. So Tortoise going to have a free bomb plant here, but at the same time, all of Toronto ready to fight that push toward the middle of the map.
Yeah, Marsh sitting at the top fire. I don't think he got the info that they had crossed over. So the bomb does go down. Atrocities playing in the spawn, waiting for those rotations. He's able to pick up one in the back. Limits getting taken down by Tortoise on the site. So here, Toronto in a 2v4 situation. LAG looking good.
LAG looking fantastic. 2v4, definitely one you want to be in, but you got player 3 on the flank, gets taken down, and that's a clean round out of LAG. Looking great in the search and destroy, looking like a completely different team. LAG knowing what they want to do, winning those gunfights, and it couldn't be going better for them after a tough map 2. Now finding themselves in the driver's position of the search and destroy, no doubt about it. But I feel like it might be only a matter of time before Toronto Falters flip that switch. But Atrocities, I didn't really notice Logan, but he's sitting on an 8 streak currently. So not only is he frying, but he also has a glide bomb in his back pocket.
Yeah, that will definitely come into play later in this game. I'm excited to see what he does with that, what plays are made. But as we say that, Tortoise getting very aggressive, gets one, but Limits gets the trade. So it looks like Toronto's kind of hold up here in P2. Looks like they wanted to go B side, but weren't able to get across. Astral holding this site, but Toronto still looking like they want to, cross here, but they decide to rotate back. I think that's the good idea. Good job.
But actually, they go back toward that B side. Not sure they know what they want to do just yet, but are not holding the right positions. Takes down Astral. Now player 5, not sure exactly what to do, and now they want to wrap, and they're going to try to lock in this Atrocities fella right here in the train side, trying to isolate him, trying to take him down, but it looks like he knows what's about to happen. He sees 1 cross, he sees 2 cross, and neither of them know that he's here. Taking the long route toward the second door of it, and he almost takes down Limits, but he puts some shots in when maybe he shouldn't have. He gets taken down by Nova. Bomb is being planted, and now we find one player in a 1v3, but it's too quick to notice as Toronto Falters get another round on the board. I mean, Logan, I said this game might go the distance, and, you know, currently it looks like it might be doing so, no doubt about it. Both of these teams showing why they've pushed this game to a game 5, and it's truly because they're both so equal here.
Yeah, Toronto Falters decide to go B at the beginning of that round. You know, they get a couple kills, slow it down, and then they wrap back with life advantage there. So a great bounce back for them. But LAG looks like they are deciding to go quick towards this B site, but Limits sneaking into this B site. They might not know he's here. He might be able to pick up a kill on Tortoise. This would be huge, and he does. So Bomb is down. Limits able to clean him up, and they have full side control, Jake.
He shut the doors behind him as well. Very polite from his side of things. Astral going for the check into that corner side of the map. And Marsh finding a kill of his own as well. So now a 1v4 situation for Atrocities. And this is going to be a rough one.
Yeah, I mean, Jake, we are going back and forth. This is as mixy as a map 5 S&D can get. Atrocities left in this 1v3. Found the fourth to make it a 1v3. Putting some pre-fires into that back wall window. Didn't find much. Looking towards P5. You know, he's just looking for some info. Not trying to play too quick here. Might get some good timing here on Arnok if he plays fast enough. Not able to spot him. Still hunting. Still looking. Able to sniff him out. Makes it a 1v2, Jake. Only 20 seconds on the clock here. He does have to work towards that B site, though. The bomb is down. Limits does know, and they are set up. And there it is. Nova able to clean it up. And, Jake, we are tied.
Tied through 6. And, you know, both of us know, Logan, that, you know, the max round you can go to is 11. So, you know, it's getting quite close here. As close as it could possibly be. I think you could say figuratively and literally, as we find Toronto Falters on the offensive end yet again. And, you know, I feel like that defensive round was big for them because what we've seen so far from Toronto are solid offensive rounds.
Yes, definitely some solid offensive rounds. And, you know, a couple good defensive rounds in there too, but no one really making a huge statement yet. I mean, it's been as mixy as it can be going back and forth. And once again, Toronto deciding to go towards this B side. Astral picking up 2 over there by the B side around that tank. Huge first blood and a huge second kill. So, I mean, that's huge for them on this defensive round.
Limits and it looks like Tortoise just absolutely, they could have smelled each other if they were that if they were that close on the map. But it looks like Limits get spotted out, but Astral does get taken down. Now a 1v3 for Marsh, and this is definitely a tough position to be in. I feel like they know where they are, and you know, not many plays to make. Trying to get that bomb, and he is able to get it. But with only 37 seconds left, he's definitely going to have to try to kill one and get this bomb down as fast as possible.
Yes, Marsh left in the 1v3 here, able to pick up bomb and get out with his life. This player making a huge statement in the map too. Looking for him to maybe turn up in the second half of this and take home this dub with Toronto. He's able to get onto the site and plant the bomb down and get out with his life. So all of LAG going to be rotating back, you know, probably grouping up here a little bit. Don't want to get soloed out too much and let Marsh make this any more mixy than it needs to be. But the time is ticking, Jake.
It looks like Avecti's making the right play, spotting him in clutch stairs, and gets taken down. So a good wrap out of Avecti and the 4th round on the board for LAG. And, you know, just a clinical round out of them. Astral picks up 2 big first bloods on that B cross. And once you get to that point, I mean, that's a really hard round to win. You know, you get completely cut down on the B site, and that player A knows that they can just absolutely work up toward that train position and do whatever they want. So it makes it a 1v3, and Marsh isn't able to close that one out. Atrocities here, sitting at 10-3, and it's only 4-3 right now. So I'm very interested to see how many kills they end up with before this game ends. And let's not forget they have a glide bomb in their back pocket. I mean, Logan, I got to think, you know, you might want to use it here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great time to use it, get the info, push them off the site, and get in there and plant this. And I mean, honestly, a great decision with that glide bomb. But you know, Jake, we talked about this at the beginning of the game. We haven't seen almost any A pushes except for last round when when he was in a 1vx situation to get that bomb down. But I mean, LAG doing a great job of getting the kills, and I don't even think they had to use their kill streak to get in there.
They definitely did not, so it's still in their inventory. Marsh trying to pick up a second, throwing the stun out, but trying to fight somebody on that dice side area, not the most fun gunfight in the game. LAG go up 5-3 here. Logan, you know, it's not looking good from Toronto, but, you know, one thing to say is if you are going to make a comeback in Search and Destroy, 5-3 is most definitely doable.
Yes, everybody knows about the 5-3 COD curse. Let's see if Toronto can turn it around right here and win 3 straight, or if LAG is going to take this home map 5. We got to remember LAG does still have a glide bomb in their back pocket, so you know, definitely going to see that come into play. We have another B push out of the Toronto Falters.
Toronto want this B side, and Astral with a huge first blood onto that B side of the map yet again. Still throwing in shots. They have so many players, you know, able to watch this B side of the map. The glide bomb gets called in, but Astral takes down Limits. Now a 4v2 situation. Toronto's backs are against the wall here. Nova trying to sneak through, but now Aranok, the last alive in a 1v3 situation. And not only is it a 1v3, but he also just got spotted by Astral. He does have some solid amount of time to work with here, but this is do or die for Toronto right here.
Yeah, odds definitely not in his favor. Getting sniffed out from top third, you got to think he's going to jump off and look for that kill, but he somehow gets away. The odds still not in his favor, Jake. You know, he's got to make his way over to that B site and pick up that bomb that's sitting lonely by itself. But number 7, holding from Dice, and LAG take the map, Jake.
LAG win the game 5. They win the series 3-2, and it looked like it was going to be a close one there as we went to that 3-3 round count in the Search and Destroy, but LAG rattled off.